I'm taking a breather before I go back after my lunch break, back in my room from the workshop that I'm at. The workshop where we're practicing saying no. We're practicing speaking truth. We're practicing opening our hearts. We're practicing commitment to our souls knowing. We're being brave. We're feeling feelings. We're letting go. We're being inspired by one another. We're awakening capacities in ourselves that only awaken when you show up and do the work. And as we move into this next podcast, talk about showing up and doing the work internally, doing the work as a couple, and it not being pretty and it being quite bumpy for a while until it just blew open. Literally, tears flowed during this interview. Watching the two of them, hearing the two of them speak about each other, watching them look over at one another, knowing all that they've gone to, knowing that they're stronger now than ever, knowing they're so proud of being parents, knowing the inspiration of their child to get through such tremendous challenges that were for their soul, for their selves, for their relationship. Oh, talk about inspiration. Talk about not a dry eye in the house. Enjoy Frank and Kat Parisi. This episode of Intimate Conversations is lovingly sponsored by Jeanette Skincare. If your skin has been asking to be treated with reverence rather than chemicals, Jeanette creates high vibrational, plant-based skincare that honors Mother Earth and your living cells. Their formulas focus on calming inflammation and supporting true healing without compromise. So visit JeanetteSkincare.com and use my code INTIMATE15 for 15% off. Now let's drop into today's intimate conversation. Welcome to Intimate Conversations, Season 14, Dark Night to Divine Light, because we both know intimacy is an inside job. Hello and welcome to another episode of Intimate Conversations, Season 14, From Dark Night to Divine Light. And these two on-brand matching hotties are here with us in person in the studio in Austin, Texas, Frank and Kat Parisi. Let me read each of their bios. I invite you to open your heart and really drink in the journeys of these two incredible people. So the story of Frank is one out of a Hollywood movie, growing up on the tough streets of New York City, dealing with incredible adversities and challenges. Frank resorted to using drugs, alcohol, and violence just to survive. After decades of abusing his mind, his body, his soul, Frank had a spiritual awakening on July 31st of 2011 and found recovery as a new way of life. His mission since then has been to inspire others to make better choices in life and not live the life that he did prior to getting sober. But sobriety hasn't come without its challenges. In 2023, he received a life-saving heart transplant, the heart of a 19-year-old girl beating in his chest right now, which further deepens his commitment to living a purpose-driven, fuel-faith life. And today he shares his story with raw honesty and uplifting clarity, helping others shift from scarcity to abundance in every single area of their lives. The surgery has taken his belief in abundance, being kind and of service to others, to a whole other level. And his mission now is to spread that message around the world. And he published his memoir, Embrace Abundance, which is in the car. He's supposed to bring it in for the interview, but I'm going to make him go back to the car and get it.
Totally.
I want to read it. I want to read it. He became a best-selling author. Please sign it too. That'd be really cool.
I signed already.
Oh, good. Okay, good. He's a partner and spokesperson for eMotion Wellness Center in San Antonio, Texas, a keynote speaker, and offers private consulting to others as a successful self-made entrepreneur. And Frank and Kat, they live here in Austin with their son, and they're committed to wellness and a fitness routine on a daily basis. His link is in the show notes, frankparisi.com. Amazing. Let's take a breath. And now, leaving the best for last, gorgeous. Kat or Catherine, what would you prefer?
Kat's fine.
Kat's fine. Awesome. So Kat is a native New Yorker. I went to school in New York. who has escaped the cold and now happily resides in Austin, Texas. An attorney by trade. I was wondering what kind of energy could put up with this one. So I'm like, okay, she's an attorney. Okay, she's an attorney by trade. And she practiced law in both New York and Austin for the past 20 years, handling all aspects of civil litigation and primary insurance defense. She married her high school sweetheart, Frank, and navigated the last 30 years of life with him, walking hand in hand as he overcame drug addiction, a life-saving heart transplant, and in his newfound role as a social media phenomenon, bringing light and hope to all he encounters. Her pride and joy is her 9-year-old son, Sonny, and she has found endless joy in being a soccer mom. And in her free time, she enjoys travel and reading and enthusiastically cheering her son on from the sidelines in whatever sport is in season. Hi, gorgeous. Hi. Thank you. Thank you for being here, both of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks for having us. Seriously, like I feel
nice.
it is. I feel, and it's a good. You have a great energy, so you just feel it. This is gonna be good. I feel like it's gonna be good.
Do you do podcasts with him? I've watched you online occasionally, but is it something you're comfortable with? You're just doing?
It's something I do every now and then.
Yeah.
It's not something I do regularly.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
for the right podcast, I'm definitely in.
Well, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Of course.
Yeah, intimate conversations. We're all about love and love stories and how you get through the hard times. And not a lot of marriages make it this long.
No, they don't.
Or just in general, let alone all that you've been through. So that's where I want to start with when you pre-sober. And my question first is for you, Kat. What drew you to stick with him through that time? How did you navigate all of that abuse and stay there?
It's a really hard question. I don't know. I think I'm pretty old school in my thinking, and it's probably where I'm from and how I was raised.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't know that it was a choice all the time. Like it was just like, hey, this is my person and I'm going to be here.
Right.
And I also knew that despite the fact that he was doing drugs and that brought a lot of bad with it, that deep down he was a good person and had a good heart. And I always felt like if he could really come into his own and get sober and be the man that he is today, that we would have a great relationship, and, you know, he's who I would want to be with. So lots of ups and downs, but I, you know, stuck through it and didn't really see a future otherwise.
Wow. Wow. So you're a super smart litigator, but you also can hear your heart and your soul to stick with it?
For sure. I'm a family woman first.
Yeah.
I feel like people are driven by two things most of the time. It's usually money or it's usually heart, family.
Yeah.
And I've always been the family piece of it. So yeah, my heart comes first, always.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
Were you able to look her in the eye, like really deeply during that time when you were with drugs or alcohol?
No.
Like the kind of connection and intimacy and gratitude you have now?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
What was it like? Was it shameful, or were you running so fast? What was it like?
It was, the addiction cycle is like they say that the number one offender is resentment, but it's shame. It's shame. It's shame because of you knew you're better than what you're doing. Yeah. And you're hurting the people that you say you love, but you can't stop.
Right.
And it's this vicious cycle, because the more harm you do, the more shame you have, the more you use, the more you use, the more shame you have, the more harm you do.
Yeah,
it's a cycle.
Yeah.
And it's very insidious addiction. It doesn't just take the soul of the person that's being affected by the addiction, but it takes the souls of everyone around them. Yeah. You know? And so there was no God. There was no non-negotiable daily habits. There was nothing but this kid that was raised in a lot of trauma. Yeah. That was shooken up, and the only thing that he knew to do to create a nervous system that had somewhat calmness for a short period of time was drugs and alcohol.
Right. Wow.
So there was no true connection with anybody. There wasn't a connection with myself.
Right, right. I don't know how the intervention happened. Was it Kat? Was it a friend?
Oh, no. It was years of just misery, like literal misery. and like treatment stints, jail stints, over like it was like 7-8 years
Wow.
of opiate addiction,
Right.
pills, and it just was a moment of clarity.
Wow.
It was a moment of clarity on July 31st, 2011,
Yeah.
that a guy that I knew for years came looking for money, and I didn't have the money to pay, and we're living in like the crappiest part of Staten Island.
Really crappy.
Very crappy, she said.
Very crappy.
Very crappy part of Staten Island, and she's an attorney on Wall Street,
Wow.
you know, and I work at my family's business, and we can't get ahead because my addiction is so savage, and this kid comes knocking, walking on the door, and here I am, a grown man at 31 years old at this point, you know,
Yeah.
and I share this because it helps people,
Yeah.
because I don't have shame anymore, and he comes looking for like $400 that I don't even have to pay him. And out she comes, paying a grown man's street debt. And that day I looked myself in the mirror and I said, doesn't matter what happened to you. You're in a ditch. Who cares how we got in the ditch? If we worry about how we got in the ditch, we're never getting out of the ditch.
Right.
You're not a victim. This is the hand you've been dealt. Now it's time to reshuffle the deck.
Yeah.
And since that day, my whole life has changed.
Wow.
It's completely changed. I've been all about growth, recovery, personal development.
Yeah.
I always say evolution, elevation, creation, and most importantly, service.
Wow.
And that's what my life's been about for the past 14 plus years,
Yeah.
you know?
What do you think happened that made him choose that moment, that day, Kat, having been with him?
I'm not sure. I think there was so much heartache, and at some point you're just tired.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about sticking through it, but it wasn't easy. And there was so many conversations where, you know, he would come off a run and we would, like, I'll never forget sitting on the stoop in front of the house,
Yeah.
smoking a cigarette and being like,
She doesn't smoke, but then she did.
then I did. And he would be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do drugs anymore. And the conversation would always be the same. I'd be like, you don't ever have to do it again. This can be it. You never have to do it again. And we probably had that conversation 100 times over the
Wow.
course of years. And at some point you're so tired,
Yeah.
you know, and I talk about sticking it out and how, like, I just knew that I had to stick it out. But that doesn't mean we were happy or we liked
Right.
each other or,
Right.
you know, as crazy as he was, I feel like the family members become equally crazy.
Of course.
Like I was as nuts, right? It's not my drug problem, but I am just as crazy and my life is just as out of control
Sure.
as his is because
Yeah.
of drugs.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think at some point he just got tired and he knew that he could have a better life.
Yeah.
You know, and then slowly but surely it's just building trust and doing different things. And, you know, we were going to move back and, you know, like just start over and, you know, just do things differently.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what it was, but I think probably exhaustion
It was.
on
Yeah.
some level.
Right.
And knowing that I was better than what I was doing.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of dysfunction, but I was also exposed to things that most kids, good and bad, were never exposed to. Street life, and then like Super Bowls. Like kids don't get to go to Super Bowls. You know what I mean? So I was like, I've had this like so swing of life of different from like watching men get hit with baseball bats at 4 or 5 years old and heads split open, to going to a Super Bowl, to going to the best restaurants, to my life was so different, right?
There was like a dichotomy for sure.
Dichotomy for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
With the work that you do, so you just sort of rattled off like a head being split open with a baseball bat, like it's no big thing, because it was no big thing because you watched it all the time. But
All the
for the viewers and listeners, like, did he just say that? So to me, that's trauma,
Extreme.
right?
Yeah.
Unintegrated trauma,
Absolutely.
because you were young and little, and what else
4
you're
or
going
5 years old.
Right. So unintegrated trauma, and then the high, I'll call it, of a going to a baseball game and in the World Series, this kind of thing, right? Again, these really intense, I'm going to call them emotions, that a little one is unable to integrate. At some point, it's too much, and of course, take off, dissociate out of your body, drugs, alcohol, it all completely makes sense. So July 31st, and you're done, and you have your awakening. you got a road ahead of you. You got some work to do. You got some integration to do. You got some respect to build back.
For sure.
Trust. You got a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, what was your first step? What was the structure you put into place? How did you, like, burn the bridge? So, like, you meant it this time.
AA.
AA. I thought you said
AA. No,
Okay.
Alcoholics
AA.
Anonymous.
Okay, got it. So that
The
was your
12
structure.
steps.
Got it.
The 12 steps, everybody should work the 12 steps. It transforms you. It gives you awareness of self. You're able to see defects of character that crop up through like prayer and meditation and the steps that it takes. You're able to clear the wreckage of your past, have humility, look at your defects, look at your assets, be aware of it. Go out into the world and be a good human being. Turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understood him, not as someone else understood him.
Yeah.
But I created what I believed, these principles that I wanted to live by, and creating non-negotiable principles, right? And through that process of recovery, then getting into personal development and getting into like nutrition and visualization and inner child work, the deep therapy work, doing all of that, the breath work, the Wim Hof, the deep breathing, all of that.
All the things.
All of that and continuing that.
Yeah,
that
for
doesn't
sure.
end.
No,
I'm
no,
still
no.
doing it.
I'm here to do more training myself this weekend. Yeah.
That's all we do. I call it mental health training, not treatment.
Yes.
Because it's constantly, my nervous system was hijacked.
Yeah.
So it's my responsibility now to make sure that the nervous system is completely set, and that's on me. That's on nobody else.
Right.
And I need to do the work daily to make sure that I can, so that I can embrace abundance.
Yeah.
So that I can feel a higher vibration.
Yes.
So I can feel connected to source and get intuitive thoughts rather than thoughts that are going to tear me down and everyone around me.
I love this. Wow. Hang tight. Al-Anon, what did you do? What was your step as he was taking these steps?
Al-Anon for sure.
Yeah.
I think that people don't always realize that, like, oh, he's going to get sober and life's going to be great. And that's not what it's like. He's going to get sober and then we're going to have to deal with all the wreckage that we created in our marriage, right? Like, I can't trust you with money, or I can't trust you to show up when you say you're going to, or, you know, all of those things you have to rebuild. And I think that Al-Anon really helped me to realize that I have to do my work and fix my side of the street too, because it wasn't only him.
Right.
I mean, he was acting crazy and then I was right there with him, you know?
Yeah.
And once I was able to kind of embrace my part in it, and you can communicate and then you can build together, as opposed to just expecting that all of a sudden life's going to be fine because he's not using.
Right.
It's like, what about all that underlying stuff?
Yeah.
We need to get to that.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm wondering if there was a day, and these are just words, but it went from having sex to making love because of this recovery and personal growth practicing. Like, how did your hearts open to one another? Maybe for the first time that deeply?
To be perfectly honest, yes, during all that dysfunction, there's not much of a connection. Like physically you might connect, but there's not much emotion behind it. Right? Like, I think you'd agree with me there.
Absolutely.
And then even, I mean, after the addiction, you know, I think that we definitely became closer and more emotionally connected. I feel like after the heart transplant, things have changed exponentially for us.
Yeah.
And
Tell me.
we're way more connected than we ever were. I feel like he always knew I was there for him because for all these years I've been there. But after this happened, you know, a couple years ago, I feel like it clicked in his brain that was like, oh, you're really there.
Yeah.
And
you also
that's how I see it.
You also see who you thought were there and they're not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you really see who's important in your life, the most important in your life. You know what I mean? You learn a lot of lessons when you sit in that hospital bed not knowing if you're going to live, you know?
Wow. Take us there. What were some of the feelings, thoughts, revelations, downloads?
Wow. I mean, I had, well, one, there's so many gifts in what happened with that. I mean, so many gifts. I wouldn't want to change anything, as crazy as that is, with it. There's been so many gifts. My entire circle has changed.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I had to cut out so many people because that was a life-changing event.
Mm-hmm.
And when things like that happen, you really look around you and you say, like, who do I want? What men do I want around my son if I die?
Right. That's a deep question.
What men do I want around? What men do I trust around my son and my wife if I'm not here?
Right.
What people are showing up for me right now and who's not? Not that I'm keeping notes, but I am.
No.
Because our circle will dictate our life and our direction of our future.
Yes.
And I got to see a lot of the truth in all of that, and I got to move accordingly after that. And the gift in what I found and everything that I went through is that, one, I know that we're eternal beings and we don't die. So that brings so much comfort to my whole family. And the other gift is that, like, I would have never written this book, and probably we all wouldn't be sitting here right now having this conversation, because I started to write that book in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Just in case I would have died, my son would know his father and where he came from and the action steps he took to create the man that he knows today. For me, not just for me, but for his future generations. And what I've learned is that, like, everything in my life, even going back to July 31st of 2011, it had nothing to do with me. I didn't realize that I've been sent here truly to change the DNA in my family and its future generations. Like, that's why I'm here. That's my mission, to create a whole new human being so that Sonny and his future generations can have a whole new outlook at life.
Yeah.
And, like, my heart was removed because it held all of that old generational curses, because it gets passed down trauma.
Yeah.
And it's stored in our DNA.
Yes.
And God was like, you know what, Frank? We're going to take your heart and we're going to give you a young girl's heart so that you could fulfill the mission for your future generations. And that's just, I know that to be true. I'm getting emotional thinking about it, but I know that to be true.
And not as a young girl, not a young boy.
A young girl.
Why do you think that is so
To
important?
give, I think God wanted to give me the feminine energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm picking up.
So I could connect with my wife more deeply, my son.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, like, when I got sober, you know, everyone points the finger at you, you know? And then I developed this new human being and I created success in my life.
Yeah.
And through the whole process of recovery and the personal development, I've created a new human being, not just for me, but for Sonny.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me. And now I'm so abundantly clear that it has nothing to do with me. It has not even just Sonny, but the world.
Yeah.
To help transform the world.
Yeah.
And get this message out that, like, we are the great I am. We are more powerful than we realize. We don't even understand how powerful we are. We're going to realize it over the next 10 years, I believe, with AI and everything coming.
So I don't know why. Can you hold my hand and then hold your wife's hand? Because I want to pretend like I'm holding her hand too. Like, oh, sorry, you cracked your knuckles there. Thank you for this heart open conversation. Where, thank you, I just wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Where this, I assert, is the divine masculine coming online on the planet, an archetype, because your heart, a feminine heart, a soft heart, an open heart, a vulnerable part, like a transparent heart, it's through, like, it's soft strength, not the old masculine power over, dominating over. So beautiful. And then you get to be the muse, the steadfast wife, the hold him accountable, praise him, touch him, be with him in his vulnerability. I can't tell you how many women don't know what to do with a vulnerable man because she's not solid enough in herself. And to be the queen who the king, the warrior comes home to after that, being on the battlefield and having that safe bosom to lie into of his queen, and not to be judged for his vulnerability, but to be praised. Like, this is what I'm sensing you two are archetypally, changing the DNA, the ancestry, the lineage. Tell me if I'm on the right
Absolutely.
track.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy's my like rock when the world's crazy to come home to and my peace. You know, she's home. Like she's my home. You know, my safe place.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can't go out and do everything I do without her. That's just the reality.
Thank you.
That's like an honor to me to be home for him and for my son and to cook meals and like those things that women sometimes give up for like a career and that whole piece of it. For me, it's like being able to be home, you know, and taking care of the people I love. So I love this dynamic. I feel like our marriage is way stronger now than it was. You know, our home life is just so different. He's so much more present. And I mean, he's always been present, but now he's present and involved in the day-to-day little things that, you know, maybe before he would be like, hey, I'm busy, you take care of. Now it's like, no, I'm in on this too. And, you know, I feel like our whole family has benefited, as crazy as it sounds, because we went through some stuff. You know, I feel like there was a reason for it. And like my little household feels like that was the reason.
Wow, you've created a sanctuary now from
For sure.
from a hell or a prison. Wow. What is the most you talk about non-negotiable practices as a couple? What's a non-negotiable practice, or what nourishes and feeds your trust, your respect, your intimacy, your communication?
Oh well, our communication is non-negotiable. Like we're gonna sit down and have our, you know, hard conversations when things are off. We're never gonna like hold on to stuff. We don't hold on to stuff. Maybe we've been together 30 years, so like arguments happen and you get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
But it's nothing's getting in between us ever. It's just non-negotiable. And we have our deep conversations about, you know, life and finances and Sonny and our relationship. But we communicate. And I think that is like so important is communication, you know, and being also grounded in like faith and, you know, like having like a spirituality in our home.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, is huge.
Yeah. What feeds you the most that is your practice in your marriage?
Yeah, I think communication is key. I definitely agree with that. And we had to learn to communicate.
Yes.
I think that, you know, through addiction, communication's out the window and there's a lot of anger and resentment.
Yeah.
And when you're arguing, it's not productive.
No.
It's, you know, what you did wrong. And, you know, now it's like, hey, we have this issue and we need to sit down and we need to talk about, and you need to hear like my perspective and I'll hear your perspective, and then we'll come to some sort of agreement on what it's going to be, because we don't always agree on everything, you know, especially as parents, you know, and how we were raised. And, you know, there's some times where I'm like, hey, I think we need to say this and not that, or, hey, I saw Sonny tell you something and this is how you reacted, and I think he's going to shut down if that's how you're going to react, you know. So it's like just being open to hearing things and taking it to heart.
I think we're always also like looking at ourselves to become better within ourselves and the relationship.
Yes, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, I think we try.
Yeah.
You know, I think that a lot of people nowadays just think like, well, this is hard, and so I'm going to move forward and move on. And they don't realize that like you're just moving on from this hard to that hard. And whereas you can sit down and address this hard and hopefully hash things out and, you know, make it better.
You can repair the rupture rather than just shove it aside.
I feel like it's all spiritual too. Like why everybody's have so much divorce in our country. It's just there's a spiritual component that's missing, and I feel like a lot of people are suffering from trauma that's unhealed.
Yeah.
They're just going into relationships with this unhealed trauma, and I think if people really like would take time, like not just to do like work, but work on themselves, the whole world, their lives would be that much better. But society chases like the dollar and the career because it's been programmed for them to think that.
Yeah,
what I've found is like the true wealth is like my wife and my son. Like I have a few business, like we have a bunch of stuff going on with emotion, to speak this, that. but I'm a family man first, businessman second. And I wasn't like that until this happened.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
You're preaching to the choir. Intimacy. Into me, I see. To me, it's all about our divine relationship to ourself and our soul, and bringing home these traumatized parts and healing them so that we can be whole and present and give from the overflow in partnership and parenting to the business. So 100%, I 100% I agree. I'm curious about when Sonny came, the divine why, because being in that hospital bed as a mother versus a wife is I'm a mother, so it's more love. How do you think all of that was orchestrated divinely? Sonny's arrival, the heart.
When he went into the hospital and
Beloved ones, I want to pause for a moment and speak directly to your skin. So many of us were taught to fight our skin, to strip it, correct it, fix it. But what if your skin wasn't broken? What if it's simply inflamed or overwhelmed or asking to be listened to? That's why I'm so honored to partner with Jeanette of Jeanette Skin Care. Jeanette crafts high vibrational, plant-based formulas with uncompromising integrity. Every single ingredient is natural, intentional, and chosen with Mother Earth at the forefront. Their philosophy is simple, yet it's profound. When you treat the root cause of skin issues, inflammation, the skin can calm, balance, and brighten itself. These products are not about harsh intervention or quick fixes. They are about healing damaged skin cells, protecting living cells, and allowing your skin to remember its own unique intelligence. So if your body and your skincare are craving that skincare that feels aligned and clean and deeply respectful, I invite you to visit JeanetteSkincare.com and use my code INTIMATE15 to receive 15% off your order. Your skin is not a problem to solve. It's a living ecosystem to be honored.
originally, like, we didn't know it was as serious as it was.
Yeah.
And they brought him up to Temple from Austin. And when I got to Temple, it's the middle of the night and they bring me in, and then there's like people everywhere. And I am like, what is going on? Because they didn't tell me what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, like, hey, we're going to intubate him and all this stuff. And I'm fighting with the doctors, like, no, you can't do this. And they're like, no, like, we have to, and this whole thing.
Wow.
But all I kept saying in that moment is, I have a 6-year-old son. Like, you don't understand, I have a 6-year-old son.
Yeah.
And that, to me, more than like, but this is my husband, it was like, but what about my son? What is my son going to do without his dad?
Right.
And it's so crazy that that's where my brain went.
Oh,
but
no, I'm a mom, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like literally anybody that spoke to me, that's what I would tell them. I'd be like, but I have a boy, I have a 6-year-old son. Like, almost like pleading with them, like, you don't understand, you have to save him for him.
Yes.
As opposed to me, because that's not where I went whatsoever in that moment.
Yeah.
And while he was in the hospital, I went into wife mode and I made sure my son was taken care of. And then I was with him for the next 6 weeks living in the hospital.
Wow.
But my initial gut was like, my son needs a dad. We can't lose him.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know?
And what was it like for you being in the hospital bed with a wife and a son?
I'm going to add something because I think it will help.
Yeah.
When they originally were like, we're going to put him under, I instinctively felt like if he's going to fight, because he was in pretty rough shape at that point, and I was like, if he's going to fight, it's going to be for Sonny.
Yeah.
And I had this little picture of him from kindergarten graduation in the little cap and the little gown. And I held up the picture for him and I said, you have to fight for this boy.
Yeah.
And anyone who knows Frank's story about all of it is he basically asked God to come back for my son. And in every hospital room that we got switched to, we taped the little picture up. And so he can look at him, you know, while we were physically away from him, which was really, really hard. But I really do think that that was a big part of your why, you know?
That was it.
Yeah.
That picture saved my life.
Yeah.
Because when I left, I was with my friend. And an angel or God wanted me to come. And I had a vision of Sonny walking with another man.
Mm.
So I asked God, the voice, to let me come back. And I knew why I was here. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I understand why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, why I'm alive.
Yeah.
It's for my son. And I fought for him.
Yeah.
I fought for him. It was so hard to, like, how do we explain this to him?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm so grateful that I've done so much work on myself, and that, like, I have so many therapist friends, and the hospital that we were at, like, I had therapists that we could talk to him about it. And he just, like, he's the reason I fought. He's the reason I wrote the book. He's the reason I would get up and be like, you're a warrior every morning. And I'd get up every morning. I tell myself, you're a warrior. You're a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And I would learn to walk. Mm-hmm. And I would start to walk. I would do squats because I know I was going to have all these surgeries coming to me.
Wow.
And I started walking 5 miles in an ICU unit. 5 miles a day because I knew, you know. Mm. When you tap into that purpose, your why, nothing's going to stop you. Nothing will stop you. You walk with God.
Yeah.
And your purpose.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
There's no more noise in my life. That's the thing that I'm so grateful for. Is like, the noise doesn't bother me. Politics, whatever. The only thing that matters is my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I hear you.
Yeah.
It's like you woke up after the surgery, the first surgery, and you'd given your life to God. I'm here for you, through me, for my son, for all.
My friend Steve Wisniewski played for the Raiders 13 years. 8-time Pro Bowler, offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He'd come into the hospital and visit me, and he would pray over me with holy water, and he would say, Frank, God loves you so much that if God wants to take you, he's going to take you. This is before my heart transplant. Because I was afraid if I was going to die from that.
Yeah.
He said he loves your family more than you could ever love your family. And that's like true surrender. Like true surrender. Like you're going in to not know if you're going to die, and you're like, God, you're everything.
Thank you. How did you surrender, Kat? How, when, where? What was the moment where you're like, okay, I don't know if he's going to wake up?
Yeah. I wasn't raised with religion, but I always had some sort of faith. When he was in the hospital, I literally would hit my knees, and I didn't care where it was, and I pled with God.
Yeah.
There was like this little courtyard where I would go and sit outside to warm up sometimes because it was so cold in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I literally hit my knees in the middle of whoever was there and just prayed, and my faith became so much stronger.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I went to the hospital. The first hospital he was at had a little chapel, and I picked up they had the little Bible, like the Gideon's Bible, and I'm trying to flip through it, and I'm like, I can't do this right now, but I take the Bible with me. And when he was up in Temple, there was a nurse who was very, very spiritual, and she would come in and she would be like, can I pray with you guys? And
Nice.
we had the best nurses.
The best
I mean,
ever.
I never met
God
people
brought
with
them
more
all.
faith. They were amazing.
Wow.
But she said, I want to pray this with you. And she prayed Psalms 91, and she went through the whole thing, and we sat there and we prayed with her. And then I said to Frank, you know what? And I had that little Bible, and that little Bible was Psalms and Proverbs, and we had that little Bible, and we would pray, and we would say that sometimes together, and it was just kind of divine that I took this little Bible because I was in the little chapel and didn't know what to do with it. You know, I'm like, I'm just going to take it with me, you know?
There was so much of that happening in that 6 weeks in that hospital. Like so many divine interventions.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Joke that we went into like some sort of portal because
I think so.
it was so weird. Like we all of a sudden were living in a hospital and you didn't know like if it was morning or night because
Yes.
they would we were just talking about this. They would put you in, some rooms didn't have outside windows.
Yeah.
You would have a window that faced into like a gymnasium or something.
Right.
So I would go in the hall and be like, oh wait, it's light out. Like you start to go crazy a little bit.
Wow.
And like we didn't even know anything was wrong with his heart, and now he's in the hospital and they're telling us he needs a heart transplant. And it's like our whole lives
Walking
were
in with hazmat suits.
flipped. Yeah,
They
like,
messed my arm up.
our whole lives were flipped upside down. And then in 6
Wild.
weeks we were like freed. Like I remember they were like, okay, you can go now, and we were like, wait, we just leave now? And like, what's life going to be like now? And how do I know like you're going to stay alive? And
How about I got a heart in one day?
right, it was just crazy.
One day.
Wow.
I was on the
So
list one
crazy.
day.
Wow.
And then I remember it was just wild. The whole thing. The whole everything. Meeting Kaylee's parents.
Yeah, it's
You
been
know?
crazy.
Holy. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I would on it's
So Kaylee is the name of the
yeah,
girl
on
who
like
died.
on a random Friday night, I go get, even after my heart transplant, I had a consulting business. How about
Yeah.
talk about God removing everything, remove my heart? I helped a company for 4.5 years become successful. They were very unsuccessful. After my heart transplant, they cut me. So I lost the heart, all our finances. Yeah, start over.
Whoa.
Start over.
You're a new frequency now. You're a new vibration now. This no longer applies. Wow.
And now I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm like upset with the industry that this happened to me and all this. Not that things happened to us, but that this happened.
It felt like it at the time.
It
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And on a random Friday, I wrote my book. It just came out. It became bestseller, which was awesome.
This was before the heart transplant.
No, after.
Oh, after. Okay,
In
yeah.
August.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And on a random Friday night, I get the mail, and it's my donor's family.
They make you wait a year before you can correspond.
And so they
Okay.
write me a letter, and they're renewing their vows
Wow.
of 10 years marriage. It's him, my donor's dad, and his new wife.
Wow.
And they invited us out to Longview, Texas, to participate in the wedding renewal vows.
The next morning,
And
we
I
got the
walked.
letter Friday night, and it was Saturday morning.
I walked
The
Bonnie.
next morning.
The
Literally.
next day,
We jumped in the car.
and I met the whole family. She had 6 siblings. Her name was Kaylee Bearden. She died in a car accident, 19 years old. Her little sister was in the car with her,
Wow.
and she listened to her heart and my body.
This is extraordinary. And I sense you're present enough to stay in your body and feel and be connected
With them.
Right?
Oh,
And the gift that is for them.
they all listened
Yeah. Wow.
and sat with them
What a gift.
in their eyes.
Totally. Totally. Like that heart could have gone to any person, but it went to someone who, yes, you're changing the generations for Sonny, but also for them. Like their lives, the trajectory of their lives.
I got to speak at like Aspire tour in San Antonio, and Matthew came.
The dad.
The dad.
Yeah.
I was with like Tim Story and Renee Marino, and
Yeah.
he was there.
Wow.
Strange, all of it,
Yeah.
but beautiful.
So beautiful. And her, Kaylee's heart in you, can be with it all. Inside of your being, inside of your body, connected to your soul. That extraordinary young woman beating inside of you, the feminine. The feminine who feels. The feminine who receives. The feminine who can be an allowance. Mixed with the masculine. This is so profound. Wow.
Because I was very masculine, overly.
You look very bad.
You still kind
You
of
sound
are.
very bad.
Yeah.
But here we are. We just met. We're crying our. I mean, we've met on social, but we've met. We're crying our face off. We're laughing. It's so. But this is the new world. This is the new relating. This is the new feeling. This is the new staying in our body. This is the new keep your heart open in the face of anything.
Yes.
And with spirit, with God, with the divine, with source, with love.
With this right woman by your side as a man.
Right?
That's the main thing. People don't understand that. This is what it's supposed to be. Union of man and woman.
We always tell Sonny, like, the most important
Decision
you're ever going to make in your life is who you choose as a wife. So make sure, we joke, we're like, make sure you pick someone just like mom.
Just perfect like mom.
I tell him, like, make sure you pick someone who'll make you a sandwich at 10 o'clock at night because you're hungry. You know, like the little things that, you know, mean something.
Wow. That is so beautiful. Because I wouldn't say you were super conscious when you made the decision to get married or when you met 30 years ago. Nowhere near the level of consciousness now.
No, we were kids.
We were dumb kids.
And there's still a divine orchestration all the way
There was
back then.
something that she was sent for me, I feel.
It's so weird.
Like God brought her here to
It's
guide the
weird.
journey.
I know.
She's the captain. Everyone thinks it's me, it's
I
her.
don't feel like the captain. I do not feel like
You're the captain.
I don't feel like the captain.
Wow. But to evolve into who you are, Kat, having gone through all of this. And again, what do you want to share about what it is to be in this flavor of union at the level of consciousness you're at now?
I mean, it's just so much better.
Yeah.
Because even once he got sober and we were married a while, I think that, you know, I feel like marriage isn't easy on the easiest day. It's just, it takes work and, you know, and we were happy, but now I feel like it's just different. I think there's a different recognition and a different perspective that a lot of people don't have, which sometimes isn't fair. You know, like sometimes I'm just like, if he's in a place where he's upset about something and I'm like, but you're alive and you're here. Right. And I know that sounds silly and maybe it's not fair because it doesn't mean he's not going through whatever he's going through anyway. Yeah. But I have a little bit of a different perspective because I was on the other side of it and saw like how close we really were to not being a family anymore and how hard that would have been. You know, so I feel like, we just have a different appreciation for each other and, you know, our role as husband and wife, our role as parents, you know, raising this human and, you know, trying to give him the best of both of us, you know.
I think Kathy is like my best friend, my soulmate, my lover, my everything. I think the thing that we do now more than ever is like hug harder and longer.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I need those hugs.
Like crazy though. Like we'll be in a store and he'll be like,
in the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna hug you
in the restaurant.
And then Sonny will come over.
I'll be in Capitol Grill. Let's go.
Yeah,
I
and
need to hug
Sonny
you
will
right now.
Sonny will never miss out on a family hug opportunity.
He'll come running in. We do
he
family
always
hugs
comes
at
running
night,
in.
You know,
that's so good.
We do like a family hug at night.
So people might think we're crazy, but I'm like,
I don't care.
whatever.
It's our little world.
Yeah.
We're living in it. If I need a hug right now, I'll cry with you, right? I don't.
Yeah.
It's our world. It's
love
good for us.
I love this. How did you help Sonny when you came home to relax? Dad's not going to die. Like that has got to have traumatized him as well. How have you supported
Me?
No, how have each of you supported Sonny?
Yeah, mine was like, I'm gonna build back the greatest body of my life. I'm gonna I'm not gonna stop. We're gonna go speak. I'm gonna create like business, which I have. Like, I'm gonna show him through my actions that nothing's gonna break us. And you know, he was on my podcast, and he, I'm a podcast host too.
Add it to the list.
Which I was nothing like. Think about all these things. Like we have a mental health facility and substance abuse for adolescents and adults, and we have a best-selling book, and we do keynotes, and we have a podcast, and we have a longevity clinic, and I had nothing.
Wow.
In 2024.
Yes.
I was cut from that company.
Right. So that you could do this.
All this.
Yes, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I feel it. I get it. Yeah.
So that's another great thing for everybody. Like, whenever we go through the hardest of times, we have to ask ourselves these two questions because they change our whole life. It's what's the gift and what I'm going through, and what am I going to become because of it?
Yeah.
And I just told you the gift and what I became, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you are, because I faced a heart transplant, loss of finances,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter.
No, we're held.
We're held,
If
and
we-
especially if you have a good woman,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
What was it? Thank you.
For her to see me, because I was in the bed and I didn't see myself, and she saw me for me.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
Yeah.
And I think through all that, Sonny has gotten in his mind, it's like resilience. He's got resilience. 0 to 8, he's gonna be 9.
Yeah.
0 to 8 is where you get that implant, and
sure.
he's got trauma, but he's got resilience.
Yeah. Trauma gets integrated if attended to, and it makes you stronger.
Absolutely.
That's what he actually said on the podcast.
Yes, I said whenever things get hard, he answers and he goes, "We come back 10 times stronger." You know, and that's already in his mind. And you know, I'm not a therapist, but I've done so much therapy, and I've done so much work for other people. And one of my good friends is a famous hip hop artist, Redman. And so like he'd come to my house and sleep over if he's in Austin or whatever. And Sonny started to rap.
Nice.
You know.
Look at your face.
So anyway, I said, Sonny, because I know, like, I said the best rappers are the ones that tell stories about their life.
For sure.
So now he's created a whole song about everything that I've gone through.
Wow. Nice.
Which is like
Intense.
It's super intense.
It's intense.
But I know this is amazing for him to express himself.
It's art therapy. It's transformation,
Absolutely.
transmutation.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's been a huge thing recently. Back to your question.
Yeah.
I know that was a long answer.
That was all good. All good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's rapping about his Sonny. Frank is like an open book. I'm not generally. I'm sitting here today, but usually.
Oh, I wrote a book.
Right. He's, you know, here's my feelings. Here they are. And I'm like, I'm just going to stuff them and keep it moving. And my son is kind of like me in that way. And so I try to talk to him and be like, hey, and draw it out of him. But this rapping thing, all of a sudden on his own, he started rapping about, you know, and the other day he was like, I wrote a song about you and Dad, and let me hear it. And he starts, you know. So I'm like, oh, so Frank comes in and I'm like, Frank, Sonny wrote a song. he raps the song, and afterwards Frank comes over to me like alone and he's like, did you like tear up the first time you heard this? And I'm like, no, I had like a panic attack outside. I was like, because the things he's singing about are so deep, and you know, like he's singing about like how his life changed and how Dad was facing death, but he came back and he asked God. And I'm just like, wow, you know, and I'm like, wow, Sonny, that's really great that you're getting all that off your chest. But inside, I'm like, these are such like.
But it's so good. I feel like it's so good for him.
It's so great for him.
So good for him.
And we encourage it at every turn.
We have a teen
so
program. I have a mental health and substance abuse facility in San Antonio for teens.
Yes.
You know, and like to express yourself, this is healing. You don't want to stuff anything.
No.
Yeah, I'm grateful he's talking.
You don't want to
about it,
stuff
for
anything.
sure.
Yeah.
Especially men stuff so much.
Yes, exactly.
They stuff so much out of ego, and then they suffer in silence.
I can't say who it is, but I'm working with a rapper right now as a client, and to watch him utilize his music to heal has been extraordinary. So I want us to stay in touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
To see how all of our tendrils of our souls are weaving together.
Absolutely.
Kat, how do you integrate your feelings then? How do you, if you normally stuff them and you're not a rapper, like what is your medicine? How do you heal?
I don't know that I do. I'm a very keep it moving kind of person. I am not like, you know, people will say like, well, how do you do it? And I'm like, well, what's the alternative? I just do it. I get up and I get dressed and I take care of what I have to take care of, and I work, and, you know, so I don't know that I really do a lot of that, right? I mean, but I do communicate, like if there's issues or something I need to talk about or something we need to fix, I will talk to him and
you will speak up,
communicate about things. Yeah.
How do you make her a mushball? Like what do you do Frank to make her totally like blossom and relax? What do you think works for her as the masculine guide?
Is there an answer to that? I don't know.
If I bring you home some treats, you appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I'm like
Chocolate.
Right, like my love language is like if he goes out to lunch and is like, "Hey, they had good chocolate cake. I brought you a slice." Like just that he thinks about me about like silly stuff like that.
Makes
I'm
you-
like, "Oh, that's so nice."
Makes you really happy.
And she loves to travel.
Yeah.
So we travel.
Right, like if I'm
Nice.
on a beach, I'm happy.
She loves
that sort of
traveling.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But honestly,
little
it's
things
just
for
like loving on her, trying to be there for her as much
Yeah.
as I can, step in for what things you need.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I don't walk around in trauma all day long. I just, just kind of
She's definitely different than I am, which is I think the good part. I don't think if we were both the same, but
kill
she's
each other.
way more
Oh my gosh.
stoic.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's very stoic.
Yeah.
See, I can't be. I have to show my emotion because
And-
for so long I just kept everything in,
I get it.
and it made me crazy.
Yes,
It
I
made
get
me
it.
a drug addict, into drug addiction. It made me violent because
Yeah.
I just would hold it in.
Of course, then you'd blow.
And I would blow. So for me, I'm a very emotional guy, way more now than I've ever been.
Uh-huh.
I could never do it. I could never cry in front of you
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Not here. No, there's no way.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, each of your superpowers and how they complement one another.
Yes.
rebalance. For
100%.
Sure. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I feel like you need somebody like when he's like, blah, like
She's my
everything's
grounding.
bad, and I'm like,
She's like the
hey,
grounding.
no, everything's going to be fine. And I'm also very practical and very honest,
Yeah.
which I feel like you need an honest partner. You don't need somebody to tell you you're always doing the right thing. Or
Right.
if you're in some sort of disagreement and be like, oh, you're always right. Like that's not helpful. So I feel like I'm always a sounding board.
Amazing.
And I will tell him like, hey, I think you're wrong in this situation. Or no, I think that you're right. And, I think that they're on the wrong track or whatever. But I feel like honesty is key. I don't feel like you need a yes man in marriage. I feel like you need somebody who's going to hold you accountable and,
Yeah.
be fair.
And I think we do that with each other,
For sure.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We do.
Yeah.
Wow. What is one thing that Sonny in his rap saw about the two of you that you didn't know he would say? Is there what?
About me, I didn't think he was going to talk about like me dying and coming back, and
So that he's spiritually awake? Is that?
Sonny's an old soul.
He's an old
Yeah,
soul.
I can't tell you how many people have met him and been like, he's an old soul. Somebody.
He's got such
we
a
had friends
high
over yesterday
emotional
and they told me
IQ.
that.
He's got a high emotional IQ.
Yeah.
He's like an 80-year-old man in an 8-year-old body.
I
He
can't wait
really
to see
is.
him be a man.
Oh my God, this
Yeah.
is so great.
I cannot wait to see
Yeah.
what he does here.
Well, when I think about the soul that would choose the two of you, knowing what it was going to go through, it has to be an old soul. And for you to be a stand to change the ancestral lineage, has to be a soul ready to take on, the new legacy. Yeah.
He was definitely sent to us because we could get into a whole nother thing with that. But
He's a special.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
he
he
really
really
is.
Not just because he's mine. Like I'm
Yeah.
not that mom. That's
Yeah.
my kid's.
He's
the
also been
smartest,
exposed
but
to
he's just
so
a good boy.
much,
Yeah.
like with what I went through, and
Yeah.
then my life's not normal. It's not like it's an uncommon life. Like I hang around really cool people and do a lot of cool things, and so he's exposed to that business. Like for example, my business partner came, I love you, Jason. I'm sorry. Like 3 times for me to become a partner with him with emotion, right? And so I said, I need to have Sonny sit in on our negotiation. So Sonny sat in on my negotiation to become a partner in emotion wellness. Like these are
Wow.
things that most kids
No,
don't get to
be exposed to.
No. Watching his dad speak on a stage and
Right.
be on a podcast that his dad has a podcast and wrote
Yes.
a book and so
Yeah.
it's just a different kind of life than most kids have, good and through the
Challenges.
challenges.
For sure.
It's kind of similar to mine, but just better
Without the child.
without the childhood trauma that I've
Yeah.
was created by the family of origin.
Yeah, yeah. So good. It
He's
is
had-
complete a dimensional upgrade.
It's a dimension. I feel like we've stepped into a new dimension. I think I might have died in another Earth.
No, I'm
and
serious.
maybe like she's mourning somewhere else. I mean, because I'm hanging out with David Gog, like all these people now. Like I'm around all these circles now.
Yeah.
God did all that,
Yeah. Yeah.
not me.
Through you.
through me, but
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
I completely do.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with you, like I'm doing podcast interviews, and it's just crazy.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Quick logistic, then a couple questions, and we'll wrap up. Logistically, where do you want people to go? How do you want to serve them? Where do we want to send them?
Oh, if anyone's struggling with mental health or substance abuse, we have the premier top aftercare program down in San Antonio, Texas. It's Emotion Wellness. It's for adolescents, 13 to 17-year-olds. And then we also have an adult program. I feel like we're struggling so much in our country with substance abuse and mental health, and we are revolutionizing it. We don't just treat the narrative, but we treat the nervous system, because if the nervous system isn't calm, there's really nothing we could do with the narrative, because there needs to be trust, and we only trust when we're calm in that state. And so we're doing things that are very different. I also have created courses for people to buy on my Instagram. You could click the link in that. It's the Frank Parisi Academy. It's super affordable for people. Everything that I'm doing is just to try to help people and serve humanity any way I can. I do things, I coach one-on-one, that's more expensive, but if they want to just coach with me virtually, it's a $99 course. They could do it on their own. Very affordable.
Beautiful.
I put my book in the entire state of Arizona, the Arizona State Prison, for free. I got it in there for all the inmates.
Oh, that's great.
I was able to speak to those guys up there, a few other jails. So just, if they want any help with anything, they could just check out my social media at Frank Parisi 2011.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
So fucking good. So just briefly at the end, I want to thank you. I'm single. I don't have this love in my life. You are such an inspiration to what's possible, and I'm going to say grounded standards, like heart-centered standards for me to keep to. I was a single mom my whole life, and for the last 6 years, my son has not been in communication. We were in a custody battle for 13 years, and he said, "Mom, I know what I'm doing. Just Dad has to win. I'm going to go live with him." And so that was 7 years ago. I haven't spoken in 6. So who I've transformed into to keep going and give my life to God, to Source, and know that my son will return and be of service and be vulnerable. Hearing your love of Sonny heals a part inside of me of your love of your child, your love of your son. I have this love of my son. I know he'll return. I just want to thank you. I generally don't like the word hope. It feels very kind of airy-fairy, but it's like a grounded, feisty certainty that's soft and surrendered. Being in your presence with your love and your parenting and the difference you're making is food for my soul to keep me going until one day sitting with me is my son and we get to share our journey with the world. I love that.
I love that. I'm going to put prayer into that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate who you are and all that you're up to.
Yeah.
Keeps me going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last thoughts from your beautiful hearts to the viewers and listeners. Kat first.
I'm just grateful we are here to do this together, and tell our story and help people. And I mean, people call him all day long. And he answers the phone.
Random strangers.
Yeah, and I'm
on
grateful
Instagram
for that.
that are hurting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel like he shines when he's talking about recovery and helping people, like watching him on a stage and how he reaches people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when he really comes into his own, and I love that.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful that he's still here, and
That was another
you
thing.
know, as a family, and to help other people, and because I feel like he has such a great spirit and just is making such a huge impact, and I love that for him.
That was another thing I didn't mention is I got brought on by Loud Management, which is an all-female speaker agency. And so they brought me on as the only male
Oh,
because I have a female heart.
that got you under the line there. Got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
But this is what it's about within ourselves, the union of that divine masculine and feminine within ourselves.
Truth.
And then living it in
Yes.
your beautiful marriage and then
Yes.
inspiring it in the world.
Yes.
This is where we're going.
Yes.
This is where we are and it's where we're going.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And then what would you like to complete with?
Man, that gratitude is truly a superpower. That everything is how we view it, and the glass is always half full.
Yeah.
It's always half full.
Always have full.
That's it.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this
Oh,
was
and also,
nice.
if anyone wants to follow her, it's at Kat Parisi on Instagram. Not that she's a big social media
Yeah.
person, but
No, it's very important. Very important. Viewers and listeners, I don't know about you, but I'm sure tears have flowed during this interview. There's been moments where you've been touched. There's moments where you might want to have pushed the emotion away, and maybe you were brave enough to go in and let whatever wants to bubble up. Please take a moment after this interview. Whatever wants to bubble up and be felt, lean in, go towards it. Imagine you have like a little you inside, and grab that little you and say, you have every right to feel this way. I'm right here for you. To me, that's like our big self and our little you. And then we're all held by God, by the divine, in these like little Russian dolls. So may this conversation that you've witnessed today shift the trajectory of your life forever. And thank you for the time of being with us today on Intimate Conversations. I love you with all my heart. Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
Thank you again to Jeanette Skincare for supporting Intimate Conversations. If you are ready to nourish your skin with high integrity, plant-based care that prioritizes healing, balance, and sustainability, I invite you to go to JeanetteSkincare.com right now. Use my code INTIMATE15 for 15% off. May you treat your skin with the same love and devotion you are learning to offer your heart. See you next week on Intimate Conversations. Get out there and make love to life. Okay, did you cry your face off the whole time? Because I sure did. Frank's life and Kat's support and their beautiful son, Sonny, and the difference he's making and his willingness to be so transparent and live as a strong man with a young girl's heart beating in his body, and allow the family, the kids, the brothers and sisters to put their head up against his chest and hear their sister's heart beating inside his as he continues to honor her and make the biggest difference he can make here on the planet, and share his love story with Kat. It completely awakened, I don't know if hope's the right word. It's even bigger than hope. It's more like certainty that deep love is possible. Okay, I'm very impressed with myself right now. I'm making vegetables and then I'm cooking cod in the air fryer. I just started working out with a trainer. Did you see how big Frank's muscles were? I was inspired, so I've hired a trainer for 3 months who says I eat like a rabbit and I need to eat more protein and get strong. And so let us take the inspiration from Frank and Kat. Let us live from our widest open, most vulnerable, brave heart. Let us eat healthy and take care of ourselves and take risks and ask for help and ask for support on our journey. Please follow Frank. Please be sure you follow him on Instagram, get his book, and be sure that you allow his incredible message to ignite a fire inside of your heart as I go stir my vegetables and check my cod before I do my last coaching call of the night. I love you with all my heart. Frank and Kat, thank you so much for blessing Intimate Conversations. I love you both, and give snuggles to Sonny.